everyone, I'm Vicky, welcome to my channel. If you are new, please hit that subscribe button. If you are already part of my little sub family, thank you so much. So this video is going to be me talking about the books that I've recently read. I just like to document the books that I've read so that I can look back, see what I enjoyed, see what I didn't enjoy. I pick a lot of my books up from the charity shop, so it kind of prevents me from purchasing a book that I have already got on my shelf or I have read. Hopefully you enjoy this as well. I'm going to be starting with the most recently read books and working my way back, so by the time I do get to the very last book I probably won't be able to tell you much about it because my memory is very shocking. It's so bad. I can never remember anything, so I will try my best. The first book that I would like to discuss is A Boy Called Christmas by Matt Haig. So I'm not going to talk a lot about this because I haven't finished reading it. I got busy as it got close to Christmas, and I enjoy reading Christmas books on the run up to Christmas, and then as soon as Christmas is out of the way I like something fresh and new, so I will be putting this back onto my shelf and it'll be the first one that I pick up when we get back to the festive season. I got as far as the little boy Christmas deciding to go off on his own and find his father. It's a very sweet book, and I know that my family do love it. They've got a soft spot for it, so I would like to complete it so that I can discuss it with them. I have seen the film, so I'm not completely in the dark of what happens in this book, but I do stand by books being better than films. The majority of the time the book is always better than the remake in the film, so I did pick this up, I did start it, but I'm hoping to complete it next year. The book that I read before that was Christmas at Twopenny Corner by Katie Flynn. I do enjoy a Katie Flynn book. She tends to write a lot about Liverpool, and this one is Liverpool 1939. It's about a young girl called Rosie, and she lives and works on a canal boat. So it's during the wartime, so Rosie is responsible for picking up cargo and supplies and distributing them along the canals, so that is her job. She meets a fair few characters along the way. Obviously she has a romance. These books always tend to have a bit of a romance, but I just really enjoyed reading about something that I've got a little bit of experience to. So myself and Dan spent a weekend on a canal boat with his family, so there was 8 of us, and they do take a lot of work to get through the locks or just to keep the boats running correctly. Like the concentration it takes on the driving, it's a very leisurely and pleasurable thing to do. It like time just kind of like stands still. It's very nice. It's a very chilled way of life, but it does require hard work. So it was just nice that this book kind of took me back to those memories that were made with the family, but within this storyline it is based like during the war, and it is quite fast paced. So she starts off as a 15-year-old and it does flip to new Christmases, and the story does go pretty quickly. So yeah, I did enjoy it. It was just a nice one to relax with, just get a nice hot drink in a cosy chair, and yeah, if it's raining outside or just dark, just cozy up and just pick it up. So yeah, I did enjoy reading this book. Another one by Katie Flynn, A Christmas Gift. So again, this one is based in Liverpool in 1939. 16-year-old Lizzie Atherton is forced to flee her violent stepfather in the middle of the night and finds herself stranded on a station platform completely alone. So this book is about a young girl who lost her dad at a young age around Christmas, and her mother remarried, and she kind of married the wrong man. He's very abusive and just not a nice guy. It gets to a point where Lizzie is trying to persuade her mum to leave him. He overhears and then he chases her away. So Lizzie is forced to leave the home. She doesn't know where her mum has gone. So each Christmas that goes by, she's constantly trying to find her mum and see where she is, because they got separated. But Lizzie is forced to grow up. She makes her own friends, she gets a job. Again, with a Katie Flynn book, there's a love interest. So an old school pal, he has grown up and he's now a police officer, so obviously he's helping her find her mum, and they get together. It's just a nice, sweet book. Again, another easy read. Before that, I read A Winter's Wedding by Sharon Owens. So this one, Emily loves Dylan and Dylan loves Emily. Their relationship is rock solid. Everyone says they are meant to be together. It's just a matter of when, not if, Dylan's going to pop the big question. So I did read the back of this book, and then when I started reading it I found that very confusing. So they're not automatically together. They do get together throughout the process of the story. So Emily has got a closet and it's just full to the brim of stuff that she'd rather forget. So she had been engaged previously, it got to the wedding, and then she was jilted on the wedding day. So she kind of holds like a lot of resentment for relationships and then for her parents within this closet. So it's a lot to do with her just clearing out her closet and getting a better sense of control on her emotions and her life going forward. Obviously it is a bit to do about the relationship, but it's not so much about that. It's about her just facing those demons. But because it says A Winter's Wedding, they do end up getting married at Christmas. So that is the Christmassy bit about the book. I did enjoy it. It was a nice, quick, easy read. I probably won't read it again. It wasn't too heavy on the Christmas, which was quite nice. Now, the one I read before that, A Wedding in December by Sarah Morgan, I really enjoyed this book. The White family are gathering for Rose's whirlwind Christmas wedding. First to arrive are the bride's parents, Maggie and Nick. Their daughter's marriage is a milestone they are determined to celebrate wholeheartedly, but they are hiding a huge secret about their own. They are on the brink of divorce. The last thing they need is to be trapped together in an irresistibly romantic winter wonderland. So I absolutely loved this story. It's set in a fabulous like log styled hotel with individual tree houses in like snowy mountains. It is just the most beautifully scenic sort of place described in this book. It's beautiful. I want to go there myself. It just sounded amazing. So within this book there isn't really like one main character. Like Rosie is getting married, and so she's the reason why all her family have come away to celebrate the wedding. But it goes through like all of the members of her family. So obviously Rosie has made this decision that she's going to get married, and her character is quite spontaneous. She always chooses like the wrong thing. She doesn't really think about stuff before she does it. Whereas her sister is a doctor, and so she does take her time. She's very sensible, like a little bit too sensible. And then as I read that out there, like her parents are portraying this like happy marriage, but really they're just falling apart. It is a nice happy ending, and I just really enjoyed the characters that are in it. I think, like as I've said, like the description of where it is set just really pulled me in. So I would like to put this to one side and pick it up again like in a year or two, because I just think it was just lovely. It was just a really good read. There's so many characters in it. It's not boring. It kept me wanting to know more. So I did really enjoy this book. Moving away from Christmas, I've got Freya North Secrets. Joe has a beautiful house, a great job, no commitments, and he likes it like that. All he needs is a quiet house sitter for his rambling old place by the sea. When Tess turns up on his doorstep, he's not sure she's right for the job. Where has she come from in such a hurry? Her past is a blank, and she's a bit of an enigma, but there's something about her, even though sparks fly every time they meet, and it looks like she's here to stay. This book is based in Saltburn by the Sea, and I just really liked it for that reason. I've been and stopped at Staves so many times, but we've never actually been to Saltburn by the Sea, and it actually provoked like a trip to there, and it was beautiful. It was such a lovely day. So I think I just really enjoyed this book because of the description of the location as well. Like the storyline within it was a little bit, what's the word? Predictable. So like boy meets girl, don't get along, but then get together sort of thing. So yeah, it's about a young girl called Tess who turns up for a job, which is like a house sitting job, like it said on the back, and she basically just lives there as well. She's also got a little baby, so she's a single mum, and you, as a reader, you don't know anything about her background. You don't really understand why she's just upped and left and taken this job straight away and decided to move in with a complete stranger. She seems to have money troubles, and there's not very many friends on the scene. So as you're going through the storyline, you're like finding out all of these details about her. But Joe is kind of like a closed book as well. You know what he does for a living, but you don't really know much about his family side. So you're just like unraveling and finding out these people and what makes them tick. But for me, the location of this storyline just got me hooked, and I can't wait to read it again and then feel like I want to go visit that place myself. Lastly, Freya North once again, and Fen McCabe. 28, has only ever been in love with one man, to her sister's despair. He's a 19th century artist called Julius Featherstone, whose rather erotic sculptures Fen adores. So this is a book that was given to me from my auntie. I do judge books by the cover. If I wasn't just given them, I would not have picked this up off the shelf. So the story is basically about a young girl called Fen who spends a lot of her time working around history. She's got a history degree. So she doesn't really meet people her own age or fall in love, and it just goes through a story of how like these sculptures by the Julius Featherstone have ended up getting her into an encounter with two men simultaneously, which isn't like her. So then she's got to decide which one which one out of the two. So she falls in love with both of them, but you can't really have two men, so she's like, which one is it? It's a nice romantic storyline, and like throughout reading it I just knew that like something bad was going to happen. So there was always that like at the back of my mind, like, oh, when's it gonna go wrong? But it is also based in Derbyshire, so like when Fen is working in London, that's where the younger boyfriend is, but then she goes to Derbyshire where the older gentleman is. And obviously, like myself and Dan had been on holiday in Derbyshire, so again I've just really enjoyed these books due to the locations that they're set in. They've been like a massive pull, and it's just nice because it brings back my own memories, like I said, about the canals and stuff. So I have already started reading a different book for the new year. Once I've gone through a few of them, I will let you know how I've got on. I've not really gone into too much detail with these books on the storylines. I've not wanted to ruin it for you, and like I said, my memory is really rubbish. So to stop me from rambling, I would like to say, if you've watched this video till the end, thank you very much. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Hopefully see you again soon, but for now, goodbye.